Because here's the thing, the Coliseum video, even they cut an hour out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, back then you can't have, there was different levels. Boy, I feel old even talking about this. But you had like 3 different settings for the quality. So if you wanted the shittiest quality, you could record more time.
Right.
If you wanted a medium quality, you could record a little less time. Well, of course, they're selling these VHS gimmicks back then for some absurd amount, like $69 or $89 or $119. It was a crazy amount of money for a VHS back then. Anyway, to get the highest quality setting, it meant you could only be like 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours, 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I know because I put those things together, and the key was back then, the Hogan match stayed in its entirety.
Of course.
And that was the centerpiece. And you knew that you would go in and say, how long's a Hogan match? And you would time it out. And then you would say, okay, now this is how much we have left for the video cassette.
For everybody else.
And there was something else too about this video cassette I could tell you about. When you click on, I don't know if it's the exact same thing as the box cover, but when you go to the Peacock and you click on WrestleMania V, and the still shot you see is the Macho Man Randy Savage on the left and Hulk Hogan on the right, doing their poses.
Right.
Coliseum Video, to make them both fit on the cover, kind of manipulated the images a little bit. And thus they made Hogan look a little bit smaller than Savage. And Vince blew a gasket on that. Because you do not make Hulk Hogan look smaller on the box than you do the Macho Man Randy Savage. And I remember I don't think I took a lot of heat about it because I was brand new, and because actually probably it had already been marketed. But I remember he talked to me about that, and Bruce talked to me about that should never happen. Hulk Hogan should be the biggest and look the best.
Yes.
And be the center point of everything that we do.
Yes.
There was a lot of the covers that they did that Vince didn't like. And so, yeah, there's the cover right there. You see how the Macho Man has most of the front cover?
Yeah, he's taking more percentage-wise than Hogan. And he looks to be the same height as Hogan, which he is not.
Right. And there you see, I mean, if there should have been any pythons in there, that it should have been Hogan's. Right. Yes. Yeah, so the cover of that box was, well, we suffered through that. So we cut it down a great deal.